Good morning, anybody that happens to be up. It's quarter after 7, Sunday, October 5th, 25. And here I am. I'm out already. It's still a little dark. That's why you can see the headlight on up here. This morning, I just thought to get out, take a little cruise. Need to go to the grocery store, so take a very long way to get there. Because I just felt like going for a quick cruise before I headed back. Going into those parts of the season now where getting the fluctuations in the temperature. But still, it's pretty nice out. It's cool. Some high clouds out right now, but it's supposed to be a reasonably nice day. Got a chance for some showers a little bit later on, so we'll do that as it comes. So in the meantime, I'll get up here and flip the camera around. So you're not looking at my ugly mug. Camera. There we go. Now you guys can see, well, kind of what I'm seeing as we cruise along. Morning. That's something that I always have enjoyed about Lincoln, and I kind of miss that living out on the East Coast. Is when you go out someplace, you run into somebody, or even in a grocery store, you'll generally get good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, or whatever it is. And it just seemed like out on the East Coast, you just didn't get that. It was just, yeah, oh well. Now, that little bridge that I just went over used to be the road on the north side of town that they closed off. Another road take its place, which was kind of cool. go this way. See what's going on. This neck of the woods. So in regards to old Loopy doing what he does, Jabba, 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 Jabba. Of those 4-hour streams of crappy ass music and even crappier pictures as you use Microsoft Paint. Which hardly anybody else uses, unless they're either in grade school or in some sort of mental facility. Where did you learn it at? Couldn't have been grade school because you're old enough where they wouldn't have had computers back then. So it must have been in a facility. You think so? Yeah, I think so. And how many times are you going to want to boycott the WNBA? And Christ's sakes, man, you said back in July. I'm not watching them again until they get rid of all these people that are doing all the fighting and all that stuff, carrying on and get some real reps in there. And here you are again. Again. I mean, we need to boycott the WNBA. You just fucking said that. Trying to keep the picture as smooth as possible. I know it can be kind of tough. So yeah, so tell us, Java, what fruit factory was it that you were in that they only gave you access to Microsoft Paint? Which one was that? Let us know. Or do you remember, considering that you were probably doing a whole lot of that work in shuffle? FYI, up with me. I haven't really announced this yet, but going to be some big changes coming to how I do. Well, not so much how I do the live streaming, but well, it is kind of how I'm doing the live streaming, I guess. Ooh. Because the track I'm on right now is pulled right up there and is more worried about her fucking phone. Yeah, there's going to be some big changes coming up, and I'm sure I'll be posting videos and pictures and stuff like that in regards to that. So here we are up in the Belmont area of Lincoln. And for you history buffs, get over here. One of the first strip mall kind of places in town. But over here for you history buffs, that ouch, are into that kind of strange history. I'll pull right up here so I can bring this up. This field that's in front of me right here this is where this field here is where Carol Ann Fugate's family used to live back in the 50s. And if that doesn't ring a bell, then I recommend that you go and look up Charles Starkweather, because this is where the rampage basically started. Weird thing is, this property has been empty all those years. And it is a kind of a prime piece of real estate. It's in a good location. Nobody wants to buy it, nobody wants to build on it. What you saw right there was, I don't recall ever seeing anybody even go in there and mow it. So but now I'm going to head on up this way. There's a bike trail up here off of Adams Street. Morning. Hey, fortunately, there's a bridge that crosses it. Gee, and this town is just loaded with bike trails and big parks and small parks and neighborhood parks and all kinds of stuff like that. And this is one of the older bike trails in Lincoln. You can tell the older ones because they're asphalt. And many, many years ago, when Lincoln first started doing the bike trail thing, they thought that the cheaper way to do it would be to go with asphalt, which it does kind of make sense. But the problem with asphalt is it has a tendency of, number one, spreading out in weather changes, and if it's not kept in by some sort of framework, and cracking, it's more susceptible to cracking and things of that nature. So they found out rather quickly that it really wasn't cheaper because they had to keep paying for repairs. Believe it or not, that is the interstate right there. As we come down, now we're on a newer part because this is concrete. So, even though concrete cracks, it doesn't have the tendency to spread out when the weather gets hot and soften up and move as much. So now we're back on a little bit more asphalt. Really tell the difference. And another thing that makes it kind of a lot rougher for me is the fact that it's I have 3 wheels on the ground. So I'm feeling a few more bumps than 2-wheel riders. Go around the really big bumps. I can't really go around too many of the great big ones. But overall, it's pretty good. Sometimes it's a lot easier to ride in the grass. Morning. Ah, all righty. So I'm going to end this stream here. And hope you enjoyed it. And I'll be doing another one. Actually, probably the next one I'll do will be a little different, a little change. And I'll be changing the name of this channel that this one is reposted to. So, anyway, you guys have a good day. We'll catch y'all later.